Hi everybody, this is Consuelo from Consuelo Viola's daughter, and I'm all the way in the corner of my room just so I could show you this top, and hopefully um, you will like the top. And oh, by the way, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up when you come in, um, hit that like button, and if you like, you can comment, share, or subscribe. Bringing the camera back to a reasonable distance because that's it for my modeling days. I can only model but so long before I grow tired. You're gonna have to suffer through some of my camera work here. I'll bring it down a little and hopefully we can keep going. So as you saw, I did the best I could. I wanted to show you my top. It has, I'm going to show you a little closer. I have some garments on because I don't want it to be totally, the back is the same as the front. And I actually, this is not my design. I'm going to have to put it in the bottom because, sorry, I never remember people's names or the name. The lady is Italian, but I did so many different countries tutorial that week. I don't really know what her name was. So just to be honest and let you know this is not my design, I copied her, I followed her tutorial for the top. It's all in Italian. I don't even think she had subtitles or captions. I just watched it a couple of times and decided I knew what she was talking about. You know, looking at the photos and the photography work and breaking down the language down to the simplest form. You know, like the word for chain or single crochet or double crochet. Somehow, eventually, I got through it and I understood everything she was saying. And I managed to make this top. Now, this top is out of, you probably say she's the Dollar Tree lady, but it was for summer, and that's only where a place I could find cotton really quickly and reasonably. I believe, yeah, this is Dollar Tree's cotton, Just Cotton, by Premier. Premier is a really good company. The fact that they're sharing with all of us their cotton. Oh, darn, I don't have a skein here. It makes really good, as you can see, you see how nice and drapey it is? It conforms to my body. I did a little cheat here. I used a smaller hook. I think I've told you this cheat tip that I do. I use this, without changing my chain count, I use a smaller hook. And the smaller hook brings it in just a little bit, you know, like millimeters. It brings it in a little and gives me a good fit back here because I'm very short-waisted and I'm short. I'm little, so what can I tell you? Some places I'm not so little, other places I am. So rather than try to figure out the count or start increasing, decreasing, and you can get distortion, I just use a smaller needle. Now somebody else had told me this tip, but I can't remember for the life of me who it was. But it's not my invention. I heard it somewhere. So now this is all like flowers, motifs, and they're joined together. You're working from the top up, top down, I'm sorry. You're working from the top down. Oh, I guess I should put my jewelry inside. You're working from the circle. You add the motifs, then you join them all together. The sleeves is all one piece of the yoke. Can you see that? I don't know, because I'm really not the world's best camera person. And I'll stand up again. The motifs are all joined. I just want you to see what I did. It's really not that complicated. It's only joined on like 3 petals. These 2 petals are brought together. It's really simple. Just joined at the 2 petals to stretch it out, I guess. and then you yoke it, you know, what is this, double crochet? You can tell I never wore this blouse either. That's why I'm demonstrating all these pieces of clothing articles, these wearable articles of crochet. I don't go anywhere, so I didn't have any chance to wear it. Maybe one day I'll go out with the girls or something, and I'll get a chance to wear them. This is sort of like evening wear. I made it long. It's all mesh stitch in between. Some is double crochet. Then I did a band of single crochet, couple of rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I went back to mesh so I could flare it out and it would have some give. And then I went double crochet and then a band of mesh again. So it's a combination. It makes it look complicated, but it's all really simple double crochet and single crochet. I'm not even sure this is single. I think this is half double, because I kept changing the stitch at the bottom because the top was so ornate that if I did this all in like just double crochet, I think it would have been like too much difference between the styles. So I tried it, keep that open look. And this is a summer top, and it is 100% cotton. Let me get a skein of it so I can show you. Just bear with me. I'm going to run to the other side of the room. You can tell I didn't do very much planning on putting this one together, right? This is what I used. Is it upside down? Oh darn, yes it is. Okay, now we're right side up. And you can see it's small skeins of Dollar Tree. Yeah, you can see the color. And it's medium 4. And it's 104 yards, or 96 meters. 2 ounces, 2.1 ounce. And they suggest that you use 5.5 millimeter, which is an eye. I don't think I used an eye. I might have. It's either H or I. I waver between the two of them. The H is a 5, and the I is 5.5. Sometimes I forget which one I was using, and it doesn't seem to matter. I just try to match my tension if I say I really used the wrong hook. But most of the time, there's not that much difference, you know. But I believe it was an I. I'm going to find her name and her link. She's on YouTube. She does really beautiful outfits. It's sort of like Liza Walters. They do their own original ideas, and I definitely want to give her credit. I don't want to take credit for it. The only thing I did was pick out the yarn, because I don't think she did it in cotton, but I did. I used inexpensive cotton. I think I used about 5 or 6 skeins, these little skeins. I get probably close to 500. I mean, 400 something, 500 something yards. I would say at least 5 skeins. And then I always add extra, like if they do a small band, I always go crazy and put 2 more, because I like it to go down over my arm. Not that my arms will get cold, because I really have big arms, but I just like it that way. So I always add extra rows here, being that I have a small neck, but I'm broad up here for my size. I'm broad. So that's what I did. It was really easy, because you didn't use that much yarn, because all this is motifs. And as you can see, they're big holes. I have a tank top underneath. So then it's modest enough. So the next layer, I mean, if you're daring and or you want to be tugging at your clothing all the time, you probably don't have to even wear a tank top because I did it really tight across the bodice area. Except for when you get to the mesh. I didn't start the mesh until below my waist, just right at my waist and below. Then I did the open mesh. I'm telling you all the changes I did, but I changed it according to my shape and size. I try to make it look as hourglass as I can, but you know, I am a mature lady and it's not the shape I used to have, but that's the shape I have now. So I have to do the best I can with it. And let me turn it this way so you don't see all my junk that's hanging around. So this is called Grape. Definitely a purple. I have lots of it. I buy, whenever I see it, I buy purple. I mean, where can you find purple cotton? I don't see it often. But Premier makes it beautiful. And it's very easy to use. It doesn't, you know how sometimes cotton grabs on the hook? These are my pet peeves, I'm sorry. Maybe nobody else even notices. It grabs on the hook, and especially if you use a plastic hook. I don't even like the Clover plastic. Am I the only one? I don't like plastic hooks. That Clover is really smooth, but I don't like their large. Once you go into, I think it's what, the LK, they start becoming plastic. They're not metal anymore. I'm looking for the metal ones. I think they do make a metal version. But once you go into that plastic, it's like it squeaks and it gives you a drag, which makes me change my form. And once you start changing your form and trying to adapt to the yarn, you end up with your wrist getting tired, or however you hold your hook. Did I ever show you how? Look at this, so pretty. Brenda made these, and it holds. I didn't believe it, but I almost filled the whole thing. I was like, I don't have that many hooks. In fact, I have a whole pack of hooks I haven't even put in there. They're still in the package they came in from Clover. But like these, I can't stand this. This one is probably going to stay new because it has a habit of, unless I find a yarn that slips over it, then I'll use it. But for now, it kind of squeaks and grabs the plastic. And this is really smooth. It's there's no burrs, no seams, no nothing. I think this is as smooth as you're gonna get it. I just don't like the feel. And I crochet like this. So if I have to change my tension, I'll end up hurting my wrist or getting tired before time. I crochet a long time during the day. I usually, well, this week I didn't do it, but for the most part, I usually get 6 to 8 hours of crocheting, and you know, off and on. I do things in between because it's not good for you to just sit there and crochet. It's not good for you to do anything too much. You know, that's the story of life, right? So I'll let you see my Brenda's. I hope you can see it in here. It holds my scissors. It holds pens. I can find my hooks. I don't have to dig in my pouches unless the pouch, you know, I'm taking it somewhere. So it's great if you can get one of these. I think I'm going to try putting my phone there one day, using it as a phone holder. I just haven't gotten to it. So this is, like I said, Dollar Tree yarn. I've heard people say it's crappy. Not too many people, but you know, everybody has a different opinion. Everybody thinks a different way. Everybody crochets a little different too. I've seen some very different methods of holding their materials. So I imagine certain yarns won't work for certain people. But I love it. It's inexpensive, but it has the quality I need in it. And the gray has little flecks of white in it every now and then, which I like because it gives it texture, you know, than just being a flat color. And look how nice it lays down on me. And I have the straightest of backs. My back is kind of curvy from, I guess, from reading and my years as a graphic artist, always bent over, always bent over the drafting board. That's how old I was. We used to actually do it by hand. Ugh. Anyway, so I feel like my back isn't as straight as it should be, but this lays down perfect. It's not bubbling, it's not curling. Sometimes, you know, you have it, it doesn't. This cotton just conforms to my body. I'm so comfortable in it. I might just keep it on the whole night. This is the first time I'm ever wearing it. I never even wore it when I made it. I never even tried it on. I was like, if it doesn't fit me, somebody else is going to get it. That's usually how I operate. As long as I get to do it, make it, I'm happy. So that's the one I wanted to show you. But this is from my friend GG, the Purple Queen. So I got my purple top. And like I said, I will put the designer's name. I'm really sorry, I don't remember her name. I'm drawing a total blank on her name. It's not a name I've heard anybody said previously in any of their, not to say they didn't say it, I just never heard it. But we got one more purple thing for you, Gloria. Who else is a Gloria? Rose likes crochet, like purple ladies. And Setta. Setta's Place, another lady that goes gaga for purple. All right, now I actually made this in 2019. It's one of the first pieces I made. I've been crocheting for years, but I didn't have the time, and I had caretaking. My husband was sick for quite a few years, and children and grandchildren and other stuff to do. So I didn't crochet. I was lucky if I got to the gym. That was it. I was a gym rat. I was in the gym right after work. So I can't blame anybody else. It was me. I was in the gym. I know I don't look it, but I did. So here is for you, all my purple people eaters. Now the funny thing, day before yesterday, I was looking at Linda's, I think it was day before yesterday or this morning. She's in England, Linda Simpson. She's in England, so she's off, she's like a day ahead of us, almost like, what, 6 hours? Yeah, 6 hours ahead. So I'm watching her early in the morning and she's already having lunch. And I think I'm early, it's her lunch hour. She had the same yarn. And this is that virus meets granny. It's one of the, I made 4 of these. Once I figured out the fiber spider, I think I must have looked at his tutorial for about 6 times. Then I made it about 2 times. I frogged it, which is a crochet term for ripping it out, about 3 times. You know, I never got no further than here, and I realized, oh, I counted it wrong, because I didn't know where to count. It wasn't that it only went up to 10, you know, the stitches, but I still would mess it up somehow. Miss one. You missed one, the whole thing is totally wrecked. So this is the shawl, and I don't know if you're going to see it because I got purple on already. I'll try. Oh, I know, I have a white chair. How about that? Does that work? Again, I'm giving you my back. Does that work? Can you see the stitches? Where it's dense, where the granny is, and then those fans are, you probably can't see it anyway. But the reason why I bought this yarn is not because of purple, although I like purple. Like I told you, I like purple. I like every color. The reason, oh my God, this shawl is so big. The reason why I bought it is because the sparkles inside are copper, and I love copper. Silver, copper. I like gold too, but you know, copper, I never saw this copper in the yarn. Can you see it? So that's why I bought the yarn. And it turned out the yarn is like a really thin 3, maybe DK. Sometimes they say DK and 3 are the same, got me. I don't know. Because to me, it depends on the manufacturer. What he calls a 3, somebody else calls it 2. Turns out this was, now listen to this story. This beautiful yarn was at A.C. Moore in the Mills End bucket. They have like on the middle of the floor, they had like 3 of them, and you dug in there, and for a pound of yarn, I think it was running like 2 for 15. No, is it 2 for 15? I don't think it was 2 for 15. It was, anyway, $7. I can't do the math. I need some coffee or something. As you can see, it's nighttime here. It's 9 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. No, not really. I don't go to sleep till 2 o'clock in the morning. But I don't drink coffee either late at night. So that copper sparklies is what made me make this. And I was like, I'm making it for myself. I just knew I was going to love it. And I thought I had somebody wanted to buy it from me, but it didn't come to pass. And I'm not really sad about it because I really didn't make it for anybody else. I only made one. And like I said, I got the yarn from A.C. Moore, and it was beautiful yarn. It did have labels, though, on the middle end, and the label I saw was Willowbrook. And sometimes when you get the middle ends, they don't have labels. They're just stuffed. I did it in the previous podcast I did. You saw the bags just came. They weren't from A.C. Moore, but they just came stuffed in a plastic bag and say they were a pound. And that's about all the information you got out of it. Oh, no, mine said they were acrylic. They told me what they were. I lied. One was acrylic and one was cotton. So this is the Granny Meets virus. I hear a lot of people get discouraged from it. But it's like anything else. Once you start doing it, you'll even see your mistake before it gets crazy. You'll go, oh wait, I think I missed one, or I put 2 in the one spot, whatever. You'll be able to spot it out. Anyway, the shawl's so freaking big. Eventually, you're gonna see. You're gonna see where you went wrong. And the funny thing is, it looks like if you looked at this end and things here, I'm trying to show you through the white. If you look through the ends, it looks like you would have started the shawl this way. I'm really talking crochet talk here, but I'm sorry, but that's what I'm about. It looks like you would have started here and worked your way up, but you actually, like a lot of shawls, I mean, like I said, I'm preaching to the choir. You guys all know, you've been crocheting way before I was this type of things. You actually start here in the middle, and it fans out, and it actually comes out straight, which surprised me. Like it doesn't do funky things like go up and down, and it just goes straight across. And if it doesn't, you made a mistake. You put a stitch in the wrong place, and you can always, salvage it beforehand. And it's Fiber Spider. Is that Mike? That's not Mike. Is his name Eric? I know him as Fiber Spider. He explains things so well that I believe he's a teacher, but I'm not sure. But I think he was a teacher or is a teacher in New York, if I remember right. Or I did mix him up with somebody, which I can't promise you I didn't do. But I think he was a teacher. Anyway, if he wasn't, he is, because he explains things so well. And you can correct yourself, and he tells you what to look out for ahead of time. So you'll see he does a lot of complicated stitches, but they're not that hard to follow if you follow him. And then you can always stop the tutorial, start it up, stop it. That's what I do. And I'm sure everybody else does it. Like I said, nothing's new under the sun. And again, I found a stitch. Oh, I found a piece of end that I didn't finish. So I don't know why I did that. Well, you know what I was doing? People were telling me to do this. There's so much information out there. I'm relaying you all the things I can remember that people say. People say, I don't remember who, but they were a reliable source. How about that? Uh, they said that before you finish all your ends, you wash it gently if it's washable. You wash it, and then you do your ends, and check on your ends, because after it's washed, things that are going to come loose, come loose. I guess that's the logic. They never said why. Do you ever notice people never say why? They just say, do this. But anyway, I was listening to them, and I was going to wash it. Especially if somebody bought it, I was going to put it through the washer to make sure I didn't have any ends sticking out, or, didn't trim them close enough. But it's mine, so I don't even care if the ends were in there. I would just tuck it in and wear it. And I'm going to enjoy this one. But I wanted to show you, today's my purple day. It's not anybody who likes purple's birthday, but it's my purple day. And like I called a couple of people's names that I know for sure can't live without purple. My girl Setta, Gloria. I'm calling you out now. You know, it's about that. And who's the other person? Rose. Rose likes crochet. And all of them are very nice ladies. I'm glad to be in your company. I'm glad to be doing a hobby or a sport or craft or art, whatever you want to call it. I'm glad to be doing it with you, to be in amongst you wonderful ladies. It's not often that you come across people. They're far and few between, or you just don't know them. But I get to see them whenever I want. I can go to their YouTube and see them. And all of the ladies, it must be I like happy ladies, because all the ladies are basically enjoying their craft, living their life, passing on what they know. Like Gigi has a craft-along. You could go do something on Saturday with her, whether it's an unusual granny square. We did slippers. Let me show you. I actually did these too. And slippers with this complicated, well, it's not complicated. It looks complicated. I'm going to bamboozle. Yeah, it was complicated. No, it wasn't. It's a crocodile. They call them crocodile. I'll just show you one. So we made these slippers together. We cried together. We gnashed our teeth together. We were screaming together, but we all got through it. And it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So, I don't know, any of you in knitting groups still, or crocheting groups, or felting groups? Because, after our experience here in 2020, a lot of that went by the wayside. I know there's some people who do Zoom on it, and for some reason, I never get the notice in time. Eventually, one day I will. I get the notice, and it's like yesterday. And I'm like, oh, I was free. I could have done it just to experience it. I may not like it. I don't know. But I would have done it just to experience it, and maybe to meet the ladies and gents that do the crocheting there. But anyway, with today being my purple day, did I run out of purple stuff? Actually, no. I have some more purple, but I think this is enough. You had enough of me for a while. So try this top. I'm going to look, as soon as I get off here and I go to download it, I'm going to look up her name and put her name and her link. I'm getting better at this YouTube stuff, all this technicalities. And my pet peeve is I kind of know what I should be doing, but I also don't know in what order. No one really tells you a progression unless you talk to one of these nice members of the crocheting community, where they take their phone and they say, all right, so you press this, and then you go here and you press that, and that's all I need. I just need to know the order, Because you know how the computer is. If you don't put it in the right order, it goes, huh? What you say? What do you want to do? I don't know. Let's try again. Or I'm going to just lock up and not do anything. So that's that's what it tells me anyway. My computer talks to me. On my phone or my, what is it, iPad, whatever. If I press too many times, it just locks up, And, sometimes I'm a little crazy, and I come on, and then I mess everything up. So if everybody would give you the process, I mean, I did the YouTube one, and still doesn't actually give you like step one, number two, number three. That's how I teach people. You go here, you go there, you press that, you click on that, and then you're done. But that's not how they teach you. They just don't. Not for my mind anyway. So anyway, like I said, I showed you two of my purple works. And if you see, don't be a yarn snob. That's all I want to say. Don't be a yarn snob. Try the Dollar Tree yarn if you can get it. Even if you only buy 2 skeins, you can at least make a cowl. A nice, soft, lacy cowl. And you can get to see how it feels and drapes if it's to your liking. Not all of us like the same thing. Otherwise, everything would be, purple. Or only one color, one flavor. So, but try it. Don't be afraid to try it. And when you're crocheting, don't be afraid to try anything. Try a complicated stitch. Nothing's going to happen if you have to frog it. Or don't frog it. Make something else out of it. Go in another direction. At least that's what I do. I don't have too many undone things. I'm not going to lie and say I don't have any, but I don't have too many undone things that are waiting my attention. I'm not afraid of the yarn. I'm not afraid of making a mistake. You know what? I had this thought the other day. When you're crocheting, even if you make a mistake, if you stay consistent, say in the beginning you realize, oh darn, I did 3 stitches and I was supposed to do 4. If you stay consistent in your mistake, then it's not a mistake. Because when someone looks at your work, finally, they don't know if it's supposed to be 3 stitches or 4 stitches. And then they don't know if you're just doing a variation. So, but if it's consistent, as long as you don't change up. I'm talking to the newbies, not to us. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. But to new people, stay consistent. If you say, oh, I was supposed to do 3 stitches and I only did 2, then make that your pattern and work within that. Especially if you're near the end or you're almost finished, and then you see you kind of like change things up. And there's always another way. You're allowed to make a change. It's yours. Make it your own. Don't be afraid if you have. I hear people say, "Oh, I tore it out 3 times," and you don't really have to do that if you stay consistent and make your stitches consistent. Try to stay even. If you're gonna perfect anything, try to stay even. This just the way I approach it. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Lo and behold, I'm the last one to tell anybody what to do. But that's just a little tip I use for myself so I don't go crazy and have anxiety and worry about stuff. I try to stay consistent, intention in the use of my thread. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't even make a difference if you changed off your hook, if you work a consistent pattern, and it'll look good. And you'll learn from that, and you'll do something else the next time. But you have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy it and do your own thing. And I think then you'll be happy doing the crocheting. And keep trying, keep doing it. It's like any art form, you have to keep doing it. Sports, you got to keep doing it. So, like my stuff is not perfect, and I'm happy with it. It is what it is. So, I'm going to say goodbye. I talked enough. I went on a tangent as usual, talking. And I'm going to say goodnight. As you can see, it's nighttime now. And probably won't do any refilming tonight, but maybe I'll get one in tomorrow. Who knows? Be kind. Be good. Don't forget the thumbs up so they can verify my content. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming by and listening to my rambling and ranting and musing or whatever you want to call it. And come back again. And bye-bye. Be kind. Bye-bye.